Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series of Foundation. So we're here at sort of a crossroads. We've got some things that need to happen. We need more warehouses for sure. We're going to need a warehouse down in this area to contain the flour and the bread and so on, and wheat and so on that we're using in the bread making process. But we're also going to need another one probably right in here, somewhere in this area. We're going to need another one because you can see we're getting these messages that our woodcutter camp is full. So that means bad news for us because our woodcutters are simply running out of space. And you can see we're right at 200. So it's no surprise there that we would be running low on space. So we're going to need that. But at the same time, I'm trying so hard to get to that 300 that we need. And we must have had a, yep, there goes the trader. I was going to say, we must have had a trader come through because our money jumped very quickly. All right, so we're going to do something here to have a little fun. We're at 303 right now. And normally I would not do this in a regular playthrough, but for the purposes of our video, I am going to go ahead and make an exception here. And we're going to, let's see. Let's do this. Should be nice. And there we go. So that took all of our gold, which usually is not a very good idea. But I wanted to go ahead and get it going for the purposes of our series here. Normally, if I'm not recording, then it really doesn't make any difference the time it takes to do some of these things. So we're going to put that right there. Then we'll have bread. Now the good thing with the bread is going to be that when we come back in, we're going to add some more markets. Another food stall. Let's actually go ahead and put this one. We're going to put this one about right here. And that food stall will sell bread. And then we're also going to need to put down some additional buildings. So we're by no means done. See what kind of workers we've got. We've got 4. Let's pull up our workplace list. Let's go ahead and max out. So now everything is maxed out on here, I believe, unless I'm missing something. So that's good. That'll give me something good to track. All right, market is now done. Let's go ahead and, even though we're not quite ready for this, while I'm thinking about it, we're going to open up slot for food and we're going to do bread. Can we deliver some fish? We cannot. Part of me is very interested in just unlocking this fish hunt rather. Let's just go ahead and do this because I want to see how this works. Where is the fisher's hut? Okay, this I would imagine needs to be on the edge of water. Yes. It doesn't tell you that though. It actually looks like it's going to let me put this down anywhere. We are not. But, so that really didn't hurt us any. It took a grand total of 1 of our influence away, so not a huge deal there. Okay, so we've got everything set up for our bread. Once that is ready to go, our money has recovered nicely for now. But our focus going forward is going to be to get this bread up to 20 so that we can open up our additional trade routes, which of course means that we get into sheep farming. And then ultimately, we will be able to get into iron, which will enable us to make our own tools, as well as, of course, some other trade opportunities. But long term, where do we want to be? We want to be wool and clothes. We'll see about the herbs, but for right now, I'm really interested. You can see herbs are very, very expensive. So that is very good. But this is good. These are going to be some nice money makers for us as soon as we can get to them. So I'm excited to make that happen. We still have 2 unemployed people, and we're back down to no money. So things change very quickly. Here comes the trader once again. Okay, why do you not want me to click on this trader? I have the hardest time. There he is. Okay, so you can see 50s across the board, and we'll see what he ends up with when he gets over here to trade. Here he comes, and boom, he makes his trades. And now he is off and running again, and how about that? We went into the negative very shortly there. Okay, and now we're back up and running. So again, the key is get this thing built. We want to get this thing built as quickly as we can. Let's see, I bet we actually purchased some tools. No, we are running a huge negative. That's certainly not going to help anything right now, running that type of a huge negative. But again, that's going to take care of itself to a large extent once we get the bread up and being available to sell. As a matter of fact, I want to build another market, and we're going to put this one right here, because I'm trying to space these out some, but I want them to be very close. So we've got one over in this area. We've got a food one here. I want to put another bread one, let's say about right there, and start that construction. See how we're doing here. Oh, we're almost done. Excellent. We've got, looks like 4 workers ready to go. As soon as construction is done. But the money, you can see it varies wildly just depending on how things go. And of course, a lot of that is because we're playing at max speed. So things don't vary quite that wildly when you're playing at a slower speed. But we very quickly went from 120 to 140 down to nothing. Okay, workplaces are all done. For right now, I'm going to actually close that out since we know that they're all full. And this guy should be about done. Yes. There we go. And there it is. We are done. 2 bakers are all we have room for here. But you can see what it takes. 2 flour plus 2 water gets you 1 bread. So with that in mind, let's see. This particular market is going to do bread. And let's go ahead and get a worker assigned there. Again, we're a little bit ahead, but I want to go ahead and get another well down in the area. I'm going to put it right over here in the same area. We also need a warehouse here. It's going to take us 50 gold there. That's going to move around a little bit, so we'll give that a moment. And hopefully we can find an opportunity to get that built, because we're going to need a great location for it. And I'm thinking probably right in here somewhere. Any of those areas will be fine. All right, let's go ahead and pause things, or there we go, pause things, so that we can place this warehouse before our money decides to take off once again. I tell you what, actually would not be a bad idea to put it right about here. That's still fairly close to everything else, and it's sort of out of the way right here in a corner. Okay, that's not bad. May not be the best placement you've ever seen, but not bad overall. All right, we need some more room. Yes, they are filling this area up just as quickly as I can put it down. Let's see, I was saving this area for another purpose, although I see that we've got green over here, which is very tempting. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to let them use this area. And what I was planning over here is I was going to use this for the sheep area, and to do all of our work with the sheep. But I think what I can do is easily just add it over in here somewhere, and that should be fine. So let's go ahead and move this all the way out. There we go. Not the most beautiful lines you've ever seen, but immediately you can see that these guys are going to waste no time in getting some housing up. Okay, happiness is at 84, and now we are at a revisiting of, let's see, where is our church? There we go. So we need our church, another church, or we can expand. In fact, let's go ahead and take a quick look here. So we come into the existing church, we go to edit, and let's see, we could do an extension, and that only gets us 5, so that's really not very helpful at all. Let's see, can I spin this around? And yeah, that just will barely fit. How about that? Kind of an oddly shaped church we're going to be building, but that'll work. And that'll save us a little bit of room for the time being, but that certainly will not be the last church that we place on the map. All right, let's get that taken care of. So that'll get us up to a maximum of 60, which we are very quickly approaching. See what our warning is. Yes, we are low on space. And I would actually like to put another somewhere, maybe over in here. Isn't a terrible place to put it. Trying to, again, spread these things out as much as I can because we're going to need several of them. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have any way of upgrading an existing one. So if you click on an existing one, you've got a capacity of 200, but you've only got 4 slots. The 4 slots are what really limit you. So what I'm thinking I'm going to need is a warehouse that I might want to put like right here. Pretty centrally located. Again, trying to keep it out of the area that we're using for lumber. Put one about right there. And let's see. Oh, they are done. I missed the notification there telling me it was done. So here we want to make sure that we keep bread. We want to keep flour for sure. And that's because they're on the trade route. Or excuse me, they are on the... No, they're not on the trade route. I thought they were for a moment. But it's wool and clothes we're going to need for that. Also, we're going to want to keep... let's see. Let's go ahead and put berries in here as well as wheat. And the reason is we have these berries right here. And, oh, wow, look at our money starting to go now. We must be selling bread. Yes, we are. And if we look at our 2 areas, yes, we're selling bread and the money has taken back off. I knew it would. I just didn't realize we were going to be quite that quick about it. So now you can see everything is moving in. Okay, and everything will be stored to a maximum of 50 unless we choose to store the maximum. So now with this in mind, I actually want to go and do something with these gathering huts. Let's go ahead and put one of those there because I want to make sure we utilize all of the resources we have available. This particular warehouse I'm going to use to house nothing but our wood and raw stone. So, wow, look at that. We are maxed out on that. Let's see what our budget looks like. Wow, very nice indeed. And again, a lot of that, look at this consumption. The bread numbers, 432 right there. That is huge. And certainly bigger than what we've been getting otherwise with just the berries. But we want to keep as many berries as we can simply because... let's see, deliver 5. Yes, we can do that. Let's see, what might we want? We can get some more parts for the church. At some point, I'm going to want to build some walls, even if we don't need to. So I think we're going to deliver this probably to the kingdom. New parts for the manor. Yes, let's do that. Let's do for the king, and we'll go ahead and put that up there. We should have no trouble doing that. At least I hope we don't have trouble doing that. And so we'll get rid of that, bring our quest list up, and hopefully I can remind myself to continually looking. As soon as this turns to a green check mark, we want to go ahead and do that. You can see we do have some bread, but it is not in the proper location. Okay, so we've got, and then there's 3. So these guys will bring the berries over to here, or at least these 2 guys will run over there and grab them, I should say. But we want to make sure that we keep everything flowing as much as we can. Oh, looks like we're done here. 2 more villagers, and here we are going to put wood and stone, and I'm going to go ahead and put stock maximum on both of those so they'll go beyond the 50 that you would normally have. So these guys should take no time whatsoever to fill this one up. In fact, I might need to continue putting those down for just that purpose, because you can see these guys are going to get to 200 very quickly. All right, let's see what kind of stock levels we've got. I would like to have more from the sawmill. Let's go ahead and put down another sawmill. Oh, wow. Am I going to be fortunate enough that I can fit one in right there? Yes, I am. We got it. Didn't exactly think I was going to get that. But again, you can see just how much money we are making from the bread sales just to our own villagers. So everything is working quite nicely. Let's come back over to our workplace, and let's see. Can I expand this window? I cannot. Everybody is maxed out. Yes, everybody's maxed out. So good. I don't have to worry about putting these guys to work right now doing something. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. I would assume stock maximum means up to the maximum of the 200 capacity, but who knows? I could be wrong. And if that's the case, I'll simply, in fact, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in right there in all 4 slots. So either way, it'll work out to what we need. In fact, yep, and that's apparently what it needed. That's very interesting. So my understanding of that is certainly not what it needs to be. Okay, we got more villagers coming in. We need some more housing. But of course we do. Let's see, how are we doing down here? We still don't have any bread that I can use to deliver. We only got 6 days left, so we might not make that one. It is not looking particularly good for that. If I could take some out of our storage here, or the market rather, then that would be good. But it looks like right now we just are having a hard time keeping up with the demand. So we'll want to expand on that going forward, because you can see we've got 24 with the flour, and then we got tons and tons of wheat. So no problems there. Sawmill is complete. Let's go ahead and put, how many do we have? Yes, we have 4 available. Let's go ahead and put 3 in there. And we have 1 remaining, which we do not have a spot for. All right, very nice. So you can see we're maxed out at 900. And now let's see how we want to do this next part. Because the next part is going to be sheep farm. And let's see, I'd like to go along here, but at the same time, I'm thinking I might want to go the roadway down this way and just do something like this. But I'm not sure. This is one of those that's got me trying to make a decision. Part of me is thinking also that I could use this for residential. In fact, let's come in and just take a quick look. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's come down a little bit farther from residential. You can see we got a little bit more green area there anyway. So let's come right down there. You can see the green area is looking quite nice. I've also been saving this area over here, but let's go ahead and use it since I see that it is in the green. There we go. And you can see immediately construction begins. We're up to 86, 87 on the happiness, so everything looking good. All right, our quest didn't exactly work out for us. So you see we lost some influence with the kingdom there, but again, not a huge deal as far as I am concerned. I'm certainly not going to lose any sleep over it. But what I am going to do right now is I'm going to see about the farm field. Okay, we've got this area right here for further expansion of farm buildings. Then we've got a little bit. Okay, that gives me at least an idea of where we need to go. So let's start putting down some sheep farms. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, wow. That's an interesting way of doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put these guys right over here on the edge. Okay, and let's go ahead and maximize that, prioritize it. So for this, we needed 50, only 50 for that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and line up 2 of these. And while we've got the money flowing, I'm going to try to get this stuff done. Then the Weaver Hut, which is, let's see, where is the entryway? There it is, right on the front there. So I'm going to go ahead and place that about right there. So once again, you can see money is declining once again. But that's okay, because as we get all this going, we are going to be just fine. At least I think so. We're hoping so anyway. All right, and then where do we need to go? We need to go to the Tailor Workshop, which is only 50. And for that, let's see, where are the entrances? They're all right here in this area. Okay, and let's try. Again, the game seems content to let me do this pretty much any way I want to. In fact, I can even overlap buildings, it would appear, but we don't want to do that. So this will give us one of everything that we need. Let's go ahead and put 2 priorities here. So it shouldn't take very long before they get the sheep farm constructed. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop in another builder. So that'll give us access to 3 builders. And wow, look at that. We are already in need of more housing, it would appear. But they're just going to have to wait. All right, let's see. How much do we have in here? We have none in here. Okay, so we got some work to do. Again, it's not a terribly bad thing because we're making tons and tons of money right now. So I'm not going to really worry too much about this. Now, I'm hoping we can get the path right down through here. If that doesn't happen, then not the end of the world, but that's what I was planning on anyway. Okay, looks like we're going to be done very shortly with the sheep farm. And once again, we are running a little bit low on time. All right, let's let these guys get done. I'd like for at least these buildings to be completed, or at least mostly completed We've got plenty of workers ready to go. We've got plenty of money. And, okay, nope, I forgot about this little extension out here. So our placement is not going to be conducive to allowing a path down through there. Okay, so no big deal there. Let's assign a shepherd, and then let's spawn some sheep. Now, this is an interesting part of the game because I'm not exactly sure how this works. Let's see. Nope, we're not going to deliver anything on that. So you spawn sheep. Spawn 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it says, you know, come on, don't abuse it. So I spawned in 4, and that's when that pops up. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not sure if that's a graphics issue, but you notice immediately, wow, we've got this right on the side of a hill. You notice immediately that there's no fencing for them. There's no way to keep them from roaming around. They will generally roam around, even though right now they're proving me wrong, but generally they'll roam around in a certain area, a certain radius around the building, but they're not going anywhere. It's not like they're going to escape and run away. So for that reason, we're not going to worry too terribly much about it. Okay, we've got Stonecutter is full. That is not surprising because look at there. Completely full there. But that's okay. In fact, what I'm probably going to do here is let's go into this Stonecutter camp and let's get rid of 2 of those. And that will add them to the unemployment line. Okay, so we've got our shepherd here. And we're going to need 2 weavers. Okay, and these guys are going to take the wool and turn it into cloth. And then we're going to need some additional workers there. So we're going to put these guys to work, just not necessarily immediately. So it looks like this is a good way, apparently, of moving these guys in. Hopefully I've left enough room for the workers to get in on this side. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Let's see, can they get in on the front? No, they cannot. They cannot. So, boy, I have used all of the room. And let's see, only 1 tailor is needed, and this is where we're going to get to the good stuff. The clothes are where the money is going to be for us long term so that we can continue expansion. So what I'm going to do is come back in and we're going to queue up another market. I'm going to put this particular market, I'm going to do goods, and I'm going to drop one right here next to the other one. Okay, and later on, if we need some more splendor, we can always come back in and add some tents and signs and so on. So I'm going to add one of those right there. And then a goods stall, I'm going to put one right here around the town center. And we are going to be selling our clothing. So I would really like to see somebody come in. I would really, really like to see somebody come in and out of these buildings so that I can be assured that it actually worked. But hey, look on the bright side. At least I figured out a way to keep the sheep in, because normally they would be roaming around all over the place out here. But as of right now, no, they are not. So let's see. Nobody is currently working on anything, it appears. So I guess we'll have to find out. Did I, in fact, box these guys out to where they can't get to where they need to go? We'll have to find out next time, because we have run out of time. So a lot has been accomplished in today's video. We are expanding at a pretty big rate. You can see we've got plenty of unemployed workers here. In fact, Almost forgot. Let's give him 4 sheep there as well. And now you can see those sheep are roaming around. But who knows, I might end up having to get rid of, probably this one would be the way to go, and try to get a little space in here. But we'll see how all that goes next time. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our gameplay series of Foundation.